Who farted in here? Oh my god, I got a million notifications. I got a new. There's so many new notifications. Oh my god, what the fuck? 29? God damn it. How could there be 29? Impossible. There's 29 notifications. What is that? Hello, internet. Oh my god. Pants. Are you wearing pants? This fucking song goes on forever. This is the song that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friend. Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was. There we go. Welcome back, fellow internet freaks. What's up with you? What are you doing? Oh, Witchy Bitches is sad because you don't hear music. Oh, well, you got to get out of the green room if you want to hear tunes. All right, which way do I have to scoot for the vertical stream? Over here? All right, there we go. Good enough. Good enough for the vertical stream people. They can figure it out. They can figure out how to come from the vertical stream to the horizontal stream if they really want. Oh my god, we have lots of comments here from people. Looks like Frank was first to the chat again today. That's, so far, I think that's, let me see here. 497 in a row. So somebody's got to jump in there in the next 3 episodes, or he's going to have a 500 streak. You know, no one's going to be happy about that. We got D-Rock here. We got Witchy Bitches here. We got oh, Mark's here. What's up, Mark? Mark's here. Okay, cool. Oh my god, I have to read all of these chats now. Long time no see. Okay, long time no see. That's easy to cover. The Frank's in the attic. He's always in the attic. It's tricky unless he's in the crawl space. Then you're like, holy shit, he's gone from vertical to undercle, right? Dude, how you been doing? Scary. I was in a mental fog and still sometimes feel like out, but better each day. I guess Mark got hit in the head. Work injury style concussion action in the concussion. He's gone into the blue tent, everybody. He's gone into the blue tent under the concussion protocol. Eventually they let him out of the tent, but sometimes they put you on that you can't sleep anymore thing. I don't know if you've ever had a big concussion before, but they're like, don't go to sleep because you might not wake up. So I've been there a couple times in my life, mainly because of human interactions. You know, is that fun? Not really. Work-related? No. But I think actually that one of the scarier work-related accidents that I ever saw, and I almost said the dude's name out loud. I don't want to say the dude's name out loud. But there was a guy who, it turns out, he was epileptic, but very minor epileptic, which meant that, like, you wouldn't normally have an interaction with his epilepsy on a day-to-day basis. But one day he was changing the hood screens out in a kitchen, which if you don't know what hood screens are, they're these big metal rectangles that go up and they screen grease out of the air as the grease gets aerosolized in a kitchen. And so you don't want it blowing out all over the roof. Anyhow, he was changing those. He was using a mop handle to get them out. And it slipped off the end of the mop handle and came down and hit him in the head. He apparently had an epileptic seizure while face down on the flat top grill while the grill was on. And it was completely fucking crazy. And he had to get skin grafts from his butt onto his face over here on this side or this side. I don't remember exactly which side it was, but he had serious burns. He survived, and he was actually pretty, I don't know, good-natured about it is the right word, I guess. Just accepting of the fact that it had happened, I guess, was probably a better way to put it. But yes, we made lots of jokes at his expense, and he would, like, after the fact, once he was healed, we were making jokes because his face would grow ass hair, which was funny because the rest of his face grew regular beard hair. So he had like beard hair, and then like scraggly leg hair growing over here. He was good natured about it, but it was probably one of the more horrific accidents I've seen. I'm not going to talk about the other ones today, but it just brought that to mind. The work concussion. Right? That sucks. Hopefully you get a full recovery. Yeah, I've seen people not recover from concussions, and that's fucked. So hopefully you make a full recovery, drink lots of water, take care of yourself, and hopefully it turns around. There is a bright spot in the horizon. The NFC West has maintained the Super Bowl championship for the last 9 days or 8 days, however many days that was, ago. We captured it and have held on to it this whole time. We haven't lost it in the last 8 days. So Lombardi Trophy is back in the NFC West where it belongs. That's a good thing. Don't watch that game if you're a Patriots fan because you may end up concussed. You may get a football concussion from watching the Super Bowl. If you are a Patriots fan, it may like relay a concussion onto you. So heed that warning for sure. And don't, if you're a Patriots fan, don't be reliving the nightmare. Okay. Don't be doing that because you may, it's self-inflicted. Okay. So don't do it. You don't have to do it. Do not hear music in the green room. We already talked about that. That's right. If you're in the green room, you don't hear music. You just hear this sound. That's all you hear. And that is a configuration problem that I have never been able to figure out because I digitally have the audio from the green room that goes to the stream software that combines all of the audio together and then outputs it to you guys. But I also have it play back on a speaker here from just the green room and what I'm doing. So it's just, someone much smarter than me could probably figure it out without dropping about 1,000 F-bombs, which I reached my limit of F-bombs with trying to configure it and was like, well, it fucking works. So there we go. Maybe someday I'll revisit it. Maybe someday I'll stop using this stupid streaming software that I use and use a different one. It has crossed my mind at least 1,000 times when I was dropping the F-bombs to configure the audio. But, we are where we are. I paid for this software, so I'm going to use it maybe at our own detriment. Maybe at our own detriment, or we just live with the inconvenience. Working near careless individuals, a decent-sized Uline brand gray cart doinked me in the head when I wasn't looking. I always laugh at anybody using Uline products. I do not endorse that company at all. Fuck Uline, they suck. Their shit is so god-awfully expensive. I do not understand the scam. I don't understand the scam, and I also don't understand how business owners are being scammed actively. It's almost always a manager or something that is just ordering shit from Uline because they're like, we need the thing. And it's not their money, so they don't give a fuck. They just sign pieces of paper that say spend all of the money. And then when it comes time to pay the workers, they're like, well, we don't have any money left. and you're like, you gave $84,000 to Uline for bullshit. What's going on here? We could have paid $84,000 worth of labor, but you know, it is what it is. You know, if you're running a corporation or a company of any kind, maybe you need to sit down and think about your values and where you want to put the money or not. But Uline sucks. I don't like them. And you know, by saying that, I'm not surprised they gave you a concussion. Those stupid gray carts are nonsense, and you can just buy them from Harbor Freight. How much is that gray cart at Harbor Freight? Gray cart Harbor Freight. The Harbor Freight Tools gray cart, the Franklin, is $129. Uline's version of that is $320. These can't be the actual Uline prices. Let's see. Let's go to Uline. How much is their shipping and everything? Oh my God, we lost our super chat. Member for 39 months. Well, that's not long at all. That's 39 months is a long time to be a member on the channel. That's a long time. Witchy Cat, are you here?
I am here.
Oh, holy shit, you're alive. I was wondering if you'd been taken over by robots. Sorry.
I am robot free.
Oh my God, you're roboting again. Okay, let me hear you again.
I'm still robot free.
Oh, okay. Something in your signal today is a little weird, but we'll see. It'll probably resolve itself. That's what normally happens around here. Things just resolve themselves. Yeah, this is the problem. So $129.99 at Harbor Freight, and the Uline version is realistically probably $400 because of shipping and everything. Yeah, fucking ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Let's see, Uline. Let's go to Uline. Let's see what they got. Well, this one's $290.
Does that give you a better concussion?
I'd probably give you a bigger concussion. I think. You'd be like further concussed. What do we want to look at here? Safety products. Let's look at Uline's safety products. Okay, hard hats. Let's look at hard hats. Let's see if we could have avoided this with hard hats. Standard hard hat, vented hard hat, full brim hard hat. That's the full brim's the only way to go. You could get deluxe or type 2. Okay, so Uline sells the worst hard hat. This is the absolute Chinesium built ones. They're $15. Oh my God, here's like top of the line wide brim hard hat at Granger. It's $41. Oh my God, the Klein Tools one is look at this. The Klein Tools one looks like it's what am I thinking of here? It's not fiberglass, but it's the oh damn it, what's that called? Can I go to the item so I could look at it? No? Can't go there.
How dare you?
Can I go to... Hello? Well, shopping's broken on the internet today. I'm gonna go on I gotta go on a different browser so it actually opens up. Milwaukee hard hats are $25, and these actually have the suspension on them and everything. Oh my God, we gotta get... Yeah, we got to get the real deal one. The Milwaukee one's $25. The Chinesium ones from Harbor Freight or from Uline are $15. Did anyone buy a vibrator on Amazon or a Uline cart? Somebody bought a vibrator quite a while ago, but I don't think I can share the vibrator links anymore. I don't think it lets you do that.
No, you have to search under massager.
It's not that it's not that it's a massager. It's just that like they won't let you share. They won't let me share the link anymore.
Right.
Huh?
They'll let you share the massager links, just not the vibrator. I already play tested that this morning.
What's that?
I was in search of this morning to see if I could solve that, but massagers only.
Let me see. Let me see. We'll check here. No, excluded product. Excluded product. Nope. I mean, it's all excluded product now. I don't know why.
Let me use the link for a massager.
It's not a matter of getting the link. I could share the link, but it's not.
I mean,
an Amazon Associates. What?
An affiliate. Yeah. It was.
I mean, I don't know. I can't access a shareable Amazon affiliate link. It says it's an excluded product. I'm not about to diagnose this midstream. I frankly don't care. It was a funny bit. It's a funny bit, but they've cut me off from doing it. So I don't know. Maybe they don't want to sell any vibrators. Maybe that's Amazon's problem. Let's see. Something that we've sold this month. Let's see if we can't find something that we've sold this month. So somebody bought a day planner, so who knows? Wow. These are dog treats. I don't know what that is. Scissors. Here we go. We sell these scissors about once a month. Oh, now that's excluded product too. I don't know how that's an excluded product if it's literally like from... I don't know. What's going on here? We're going to figure something out. Now we're doing it. Close. Close. Let's close everything from Amazon. Let's start anew. And see first. All right. We have a new page open. Let's see if we can't just find a regular old item here. I mean, we literally got... Nope. Everything's excluded now. I wonder if my account's like shut off. It might be my account. It might have it might just be my account. I don't know. I mean, maybe I got shut down by Amazon. They're like, quit sharing out links, you fucking piece of shit. Nope. These still work. Okay, so that still generates a link. Okay, so we'll share a link of these because I have a pair of these. Get link. But I'm actually even wondering if it's an Amazon affiliate link. Yeah, it is. Okay, it links to my store. So here you go. There's a link. Whoops, I put a period instead of hit enter. So if you want to go buy vibrators, you have to go through that link. But I don't know if I'm allowed to. If I'm allowed to share those anymore, we'll see. I mean, it was a fun bit that I wanted to expand upon and make some edited content to try and sell more vibrators, but yeah, I keep getting excluded product link. Yeah, now that I'm back here, so maybe I got to go like super deep in the links. Maybe I got to do that. These get more graphic the deeper you go. The deeper you get in the links, the more graphic it gets. Turn that like button blue and smash subscribe and show your appreciation. My God, FishFam Link has the number 2 spot in our live chat. You guys got to start chatting harder. I'm fucking telling you, the bot is beating you guys in chat volume. Excluded product. I don't know. I keep getting excluded products. So I don't think I think I got banned from sharing vibrators. Probably there's just too many. There's too many vibrators all up in the live chat sharing. So that's probably why. I don't know. I'm just making up stories at this point. Where's there's a product I need to buy actually. Took a shower earlier today and I've run out of dude soap. Oh, there's a coupon. Sandalwood soap. I buy it by the gallon. So I only have to buy it like once a year. But when it runs out, you're out, buddy.
Dr. Bonner's or Dr. Keel?
It's I don't even know the company. What is the company? Dead Sea.
Dead Sea.
Let's see here. I really need to buy some replacement shoes that I wear every day. But they haven't gone down in price. I was hoping one of these days they'd go down in price. They haven't gone down in price. They don't make this shoe anymore, so that's probably the problem. They're like, yeah, that's not going to go down in price because they don't make those anymore. They don't have a sudden availability. You know what I mean?
Does that one allow you to do an affiliate link because you can just buy it from yourself?
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It knows it's me. I've already tried that.
Oh.
I've already tried that.
For myself, I do it for almost everything nowadays. I split it between you and me on my account.
You don't have an address, so that's probably the bigger issue.
Yeah.
I'm saying that you don't have an address where your payments are connected to. Does that make sense? Would be that's how you probably get away with it. Tomorrow at 4 a.m. it's going to be shipped. Okay, well, we'll see you at 4 a.m. tomorrow. There we go. Boom. Oops, I used my gift card. Fuck, that's going to fuck up my... That's going to fuck up my... That's going to fuck up my accounting at the end of the year. Oops. Oh, well.
Note it now so you don't forget it then.
It won't matter. Somebody will point it out to me that I'm a fucking idiot, and I'll be like, you know what? When you're right, you're right.
I'm an idiot, but I smell good.
Well, I just am washed. I have some backup soap. People give me soap for Christmas and shit, so I have extra soap. It's not like I'm not washed. And I took a shower right before the show. That's why I was late. People were wondering why I was late today. It's because we had to go to the hospital. We spent time at the hospital today, and everybody's okay. So we needed to go get an ultrasound to verify that people's was okay. So we did it, and it's done. And it didn't take that long at the hospital. It just took a long time to go to the one that we could go to. You know how that goes, right? You're like, yeah, there's got to be some closer. And they're like, yeah, but you got to go to this one. You're like, well, that's a fucking hour and a half drive each way. What are you talking about? And they're like, well, that's what you get. And you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit, right?
Sure. Or you throw a fit when nobody's watching.
No, that's what we say to Olivia.
Ah.
You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. Them's the rules.
Are we down to snails only in the tank?
In the back there?
Mm-hmm.
Look at you just fucking discounting all of my lovely plants. Like somehow... Like somehow plants don't matter. Like somehow plants don't matter, okay? We got to remember this moment. Witchy Cat doesn't give a fuck about plants anymore.
That is not true.
Shame. You're going to have to walk through town naked while we throw tomatoes at you. Shame on you. Pox on your family. A pox on them.
Thank goodness town is small. Anyway.
'Tis my garden. Snails. Yeah, but there's 3 kinds of snails. So hey, if you're looking for excitement, that's three different kinds of excitement. Okay.
3 different slow-moving creatures all at once.
Yeah. Whoa. Hey, calm it down. Whoa. 3 kinds of excitement. Hey, whoa. It's a bit much. It's a bit much when you have all 3 kinds of excitement coming in all at the same time. The last of the tiger endlers that was in there. I didn't get to see him die. I wasn't there. I didn't get to see him die, but he's no longer in the tank. I don't know. He may have ascended. He may have ascended to the heavens. He might be in purgatory. He might be in limbo, waiting for the Catholics to sort him out. Who the fuck knows? Nobody knows. Fish dead, fish gone, consumed by snails. He was the last one. I kept having problems with my females giving birth. That's why. And don't discount the algae that's in there too. Let's not forget about the organism otherwise known as algae. Some algae has showed up. But not a problem. Not a big concern. Not a big concern for yours truly. A little bit of algae is not a problem, and I frankly don't care. Too much vibrations. Yeah, I think we sold too many vibrators. I think 1 was too many, and 0 was not enough. So that's where we're at now. Is shrimp time for the 120? Likely. It was likely going to be shrimp time for the 120. I got to figure out who I'm going to buy shrimp from. I had some interactions with the local shrimp company that I was potentially going to collaborate with, and they just ghosted me for some reason. Unknown, but I think it has something to do with previous like work connection type thing, if that makes sense. I think it had to do with other companies I've worked for interfering with that contract. Would be my guess if I had to guess, and it is just a guess.
Rude.
Pardon me?
Rude.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been my guess. And I haven't contacted Eric about buying some shrimp off of him. I know that he doesn't... Last time I talked to him, he said he doesn't like to ship as much. No, it might be the other way around. Maybe he doesn't want to have the store open and just ship. I don't know. I forget. Or just wholesale. That's what he was doing. He was just wholesaling. So my guess would be... Actually, I could just use my business license and just order wholesale off of him. So, shouldn't be a problem. I just haven't decided if I really want to do if I really, really, really want to go the shrimp route, or if I'm just going to buy from a local store, because then I could make a video about going to the local store, buying shrimp there. I might do that. Long story short, insanely long story short. Haven't made up my mind. Have not made up my mind, and you know, when I haven't made up my mind, I just kind of, I'm like, I can wait. It's fine. I'll do the 20 other things I want to do, and so I end up doing that stuff instead. All of the shrimp that I owned before got left at the co-op, and they're there. So, and I never went back to get them, being unceremoniously dismissed. I was like, I don't want to. I don't give. I'm fine. Keep my shit. I don't care. And just walked away because I was like, what do I want to have? Like a bunch of stupid interactions to get some shrimp back? No. Join as a channel member for exclusive benefits. The fucking bot is just yammering. The bot's yammering. We don't know. By the way, we don't know where the bot came from. We don't know where it came from. We don't know who drives it. It's not me. If I made a bot, it would tell you to buy vibrators if I had a bot. So, you know, I didn't program that one. It would be like, God, I don't even want to say. I don't even want to say. People would be like, what an asshole. I can't believe you said that. And I'll be like, yeah, well, you know, I thought it was funny at the time. I don't have an audience here, so that's like one of those things. If I had a crowd, I could figure out the temperature of the crowd. I could figure out the temperature of the crowd and then like how far I wanted to go making the joke. But realistically, if I had a bot, I would program it to say a bunch of insane stuff as opposed to like productive things like join as a channel member for exclusive benefits and to help support the channel. I don't know if I would have put that in there. I probably would have put in there Donald Trump's a piece of shit, so cough up $5 or something, you know? Speaking of that, we're making a trip this week out to go visit the House of the Whites. The White's house. I'm going to go try and take a picture of the White House. I'll be right near there. I'm going to be meeting with some Fish Fam people. We potentially may make a little walking around video type stuff. Or I might make 0 videos. I might record nothing. Last time I was there, I got really pissed off that I didn't get an insane picture of the Rembrandt that we were staring at. I forgot. Because the security guard distracted me. He was talking about something. I got distracted, and the family walked off before I could get a high def personally owned picture of a Rembrandt. So I'll probably try to retake that shot. But who knows? I don't know. It's not really a content farming kind of trip. I don't even know if there's fish stores in DC. Didn't look into it. Don't know. We're going to try to go to the zoo. Maybe there's something cool at the zoo. One thing I've definitely noticed is like trying to film fish content or whatever at a public aquarium or a public zoo or something like that. It is boring AF. It's the most boring content I think that you could film realistically, because it's the exact same stuff you could see by going there in person. So I suppose that if there was a really unique exhibit, then I might think like, wow, this is really worth recording. So when we go to zoos and stuff like that, I just record things for like posterity's sake. Like I record stuff, like I record doing stuff with Olivia, basically. It's like, oh, Olivia's eating a churro or a elephant ear or a ice cream cone or whatever, you know, and she's never going to be that age ever again, and it would be cool to have video. So that's the kind of crap I record, and it's not good for YouTube because I'm not a family channel YouTuber, whatever you want to call that. So I don't know as far as the content goes. I don't know, but you know, it's more of a business trip than anything. Vicky is doing work. She'll be presenting to a bunch of closed meetings that you guys can't go to. They're not a public thing. So if you already had an invite and tickets, you're going to go, and you don't watch my YouTube channel. Whoever those people are, they don't watch my channel. Although I will say, last year when we were there, I had some very interesting conversations with some people that I would like to revisit a year later after the this absolute horrific dumpster fire of an administration that we have in place right now, and to see if boy howdy their lives are so much better, as opposed to where they were a year ago. Makes me wonder. Those are the guys. If you guys remember, I was telling the story about how they basically wanted to start a fist fight over how much of a hero they thought Mike Rowe was, of all people. And I was like, it's not. It's so not unrare for these conservative idiots to be like brutally brainwashed by actors, right? It's like, I don't go around thinking that Brad Pitt is an assassin, right?
Oh, come on. You know Kevin Sorbo is Hercules. Don't even.
To not get on a sidebar of Kevin Sorbo, I'm just saying, like, I don't think that Brad Pitt is an assassin or a captain in the army riding around in tanks during World War II. I don't think that Tom Cruise is the last samurai. You know what I mean? Like, do I think that maybe Tom Cruise absorbed some sword skills from practicing for a few months for that role? Sure. Would I consider him some kind of sword expert at this point? No. Does he happen to be a pilot after flying planes or learning how to fly planes for 30 years? Yes. He actually is a pilot now. I don't believe that he's a commercial pilot, though. So maybe when it comes down to transferring something from someone's public appearances or acting, right, appearances, there are some transference of skills that they may have acquired. That doesn't suddenly mean that like these are heroic people, you know. But those guys wanted to. They really, really, really wanted to understand why I thought it was so ridiculous that they thought that Mike Rowe was a hero. I'm like, you got to be fucking shitting me. Like, going on Fox News to spout off for the benefit of the billionaire class is not heroic at all. There's nothing heroic about it. There's no element of heroism in that activity, right? And for him to sit around and act like, you know, just taking a blue-collar job is the right way to go in life is patently absurd, because it's a level of hypocrisy that I rarely interact with in regular life. But for some reason, that level of hypocrisy is paramount in all media, it seems to be, at this point, writ large. And I just really can't figure out why. I just, you know, I can't figure out why these people continuously go on TV to tell you about how great the fucking billionaires are. I just, for the life of me, I can't figure out what it is. Like, it stumps me beyond, comprehension. I can't even comprehend it. Like, how?
Right.
I wish snails would consume me. They will eventually. They will. The snails will eventually consume you. Fact. That's just a timeline thing. Now, you might want the snails to consume you tomorrow or next week or something like that, but no. I don't think that those things are going to come to fruition that rapidly, but eventually, over a long enough timeline, the snails will consume you. It might be 100,000 years from now. The fuck knows. But eventually, it all works its way around. I saw a TikTok, I don't know, short content video the other day that somebody was talking about, things that guys find amazing. It's like, hey, that water you're drinking over there, that used to be dinosaur piss. Because scientifically that is accurate. At some point it was urinated by a dinosaur. You're like, oh, thanks guys for being guys. When it comes to things like that, just keep being guys. You know what I mean? Just keep being dudes. It's good. It's kind-hearted, right? It's that laughable fun. We just don't want you to do certain things like, I don't know, hit your kids, or tell people to rub dirt on it. Don't rub dirt on it. Not a good idea.
Yeah.
If somebody's actually injured, they need medical treatment, just defer to the expertise. Certainly stop touching people, grabbing people's pussies. Stop doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Stop doing that, and stop applauding for those people. Stop doing that also. But you can laugh about dinosaur piss until the cows come home. That's hilarious. Completely boggles my mind that people will go out of their way to defend the billionaires while complaining about not being able to afford the basics. It's just like decades of brainwashing. It's decades of brainwashing that who's going to invent the jobs? Right? And you're like, what do you mean who's going to invent the jobs? If there's a job worth doing, somebody will pay for it to be done. Like, you don't need Bill Gates to invent jobs. Right?
I'm going to go on Shark Tank and become a billionaire myself. I'm going to be an entrepreneur.
I mean, it's less those people. It's certainly not those people that are like defending the billionaire class. It's almost always this average dipshits that have never invented anything, that are like, well, maybe one day I'll win the lottery or whatever. I don't know what they're thinking exactly, whatever their thought process is, but they imagine that they'll be in the billionaire shoes without doing any of the stuff that captures the capital, right? And a lot of that does boil down to like, giving advice and taking advice. And like a good example would be how many conservatives now claim that going to college is a bad idea? Because you constantly see that. You constantly see that on Fox News, Newsmax, One America News Network. It's that, oh, these kids going to college, it's this indoctrination, right? They're just being indoctrinated by these terrible colleges, and kids just shouldn't go to college anymore, right? And honestly, I understand that like people that are still in debt from having gone to college fucking sucks. The predatory mechanisms that are put in place to capture people's future earnings is despicable. We need to fix that system. But going to college isn't the boogeyman. It's the loan system and the banks in charge of the loan system and the banks that are backing up the loan system that is extracting money from our workers, right? It's like somebody that went to college for 6 years, they got their master's degree, they're stepping into a professional field. 9,999 times out of 1,000, that person is going to, in their lifetime, earn, what is it, 3 times the amount of money as a high school graduate? Or maybe it's even just bachelor's degree. I don't know. Master's versus bachelor's versus PhD versus high school lifetime earnings. There we go. Oh, it's from the Social Security Administration. It would have been easier to look up. Okay. Even the current numbers, are brought to you by. What year was this? What year was this released? Men with a bachelor's degree earn approximately $900,000 more in median lifetime earnings than high school graduates. Women with a bachelor's degree earn $630,000 more. Men with graduate degrees earn $1.5 million more in median lifetime earnings than high school graduates. Women with graduate degrees earn $1.1 million more. So less than high school is expected to earn in their entire lives. Less than high school is expected to earn gross $1.13 million in their entire life income. High school graduate, $1.5 million. Some college, $1.76 million. Bachelor's degree, $2.43 million. Graduate degree, $3.05 million. So from high school graduate to graduate degree, they're going to earn twice as much money in their lifetime still. Right? So the advice there is that let's see. Let's look for another source here, the Hamilton Project. This has more to do with this is a long study. Okay, let's go to a different one that's a little bit shorter. Dun, dun. Let's see, what year was this released? And here's the paper. It's 2017, so people might be a little bit piss baby about those numbers because they'll be like, COVID changed everything. Here we go. 2022. Bureau of Labor and Statistics. What happened to Witchy Cat? Did you die?
I am not dead. I am merely.
Oh, thank God you're not. Thank God you didn't die.
It'd be a problem.
So here's an easier way to explain it. And I'll actually even just show you the chart from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It's interactive. That's how I'm going to show it to you. There we go. Let's move it up here so people can still see my dome piece. Less than high school diploma. Weekly earnings, $682 a week. High school diploma, $853 a week. Some college, $935 a week. Associate's degree, about $1,000 a week. Bachelor's degree, $1,400 a week. Master's degree, $1,600 a week. Professional degree, $2,080 a week. Doctoral degree, about the same. So this is kind of what the median incomes look like. So you really have to make a decision on what it is that you're looking to do in life, right? And it has a lot more to do with your outcome versus Micro's idea of whatever your outcome is going to be, right? And you have to remember that like Micro's interactions with these people are generally the actual workers. He spends like a day with them, right? Maybe 2 days, right? Leading up to going out to those, how many interactions do you think they have with the CEO or the owner, or the people that take him out to dinner, or the people that are working on the scripts, the people that are organizing it and doing all that stuff? Like his interactions aren't with the septic system pump guy, right? For weeks at a time, right? It's like, no, he has, for weeks at a time, he has interactions with the ownership class, right? The owners of companies that want to sell everything positive about their company and positive about being a business owner and all that stuff, right? So then he'll go out on a job and then they'll be like, oh, this guy's making $42 an hour or something, right? boy, that guy making $42 an hour, he's a real sharp cookie. Well, who do you think they sent them with? The median employee? The bottom
Nope.
employee? Or is it absolutely the best performer in the company? Or is it even, can we even verify if it actually is somebody from that company? We don't even know. Is it just an actor that was hired? Is it Brad Pitt? Right? Is it essentially Brad Pitt who's cosplaying a septic pumping guy for 2 days while he hangs out with Mike Rowe? We don't know. We don't really know any of the truth behind any of it because it's a fucking TV show, right? And they have the ability to show us what they want to show us. And then he'll go on to Fox News and go, well, here's my verification as to the thing that I'm promoting, right? Oh, this TV show. Does anybody see the disconnect here? You see a TV show, a produced TV show that takes supposedly a whole entire day, breaks it down into a 11-minute segment that's super entertaining. And then he goes on to Fox News to tell all of the, I don't know, octogenarians, the 85-year-old fucking weirdos that are still voting, that this is the way to go. Everybody should just be a blue-collar worker in the U.S., right? And this message gets pounded into their heads over and over and over again. But this message gets pounded into their heads over and over again being promoted by the billionaire class. It's not being promoted by the guy who runs the septic truck, is it? He's not even the fucking owner. He's a guy who works there, right? And needless to say, it's going to be one corporation. Like, even if you had like the perfect employee who just loved the company so much and loved him to death, all it's going to take is like one slight little configuration change in that company to probably completely 180 that guy's opinion on how the company is treating the employees, right?
Right.
And he's not even going to be involved in that decision at all. They're not even going to ask him about it. They're just going to tell him, hey, this is what we've been planning on doing, right? And I've been on the receiving end of that conversation way more times than I would like to even fucking admit. I even had a restaurant that just stopped being a restaurant. They were like, we're just not serving food anymore. And you're like, what? And they're like, yeah, we're just going to not serve food anymore. I'm like, you do realize that you can't serve alcohol anymore if you don't serve food anymore. And they're like, well, we're going to serve a bunch of prepackaged food. They were essentially going to have prepackaged food on hand so that they could still sell liquor. They ended up getting in trouble for it, by the way, because you can't do that. But they did it for a while, and then they got in trouble for it. But I'm going to assume that they made more money than what the trouble was going to be worth.
Right.
Mike the Only says, it's Citizens United that fucked it all up. Politicians don't answer to people now. They work for billionaires. I just saw Jeffries go on, and he would not refuse to take money from AIPAC. Citizens United did not fuck it all up. Citizens United is a problem. That the way that it is being implemented now, it's just an endless sea of money that is being plied within our political system, right?
Right.
Whether there should be restrictions on that or not is a completely different conversation. Because I do agree with what the sentiment of what the Supreme Court ruled on, which is essentially the government shall not infringe on people's free speech, is what the argument was made there, right? The argument was made that people's free speech shall not be infringed, and the Supreme Court was like, we agree with the argument in court, right? And a good example of that would be, like, let's say I go to make a YouTube video about how much Mitch McConnell sucks balls, right? Like, how many balls can he fit in his mouth? How many balls is he gargling on the day? Like, how much of a piece of shit is Mitch McConnell, essentially, right? That number
Right.
might be 0, how many balls he gargles. I don't know. But let's say I went to go do some investigating reporting, right? And somebody paid me $100,000 to do it, right? And you'd be like, whoa, that's suspicious that someone paid you $100,000 to go do that. Well, what if I had 2,000 YouTube sponsors paying me $100,000 a year to go do investigative reporting, right? Like, that number doesn't sound that insane, right? Because we know how to multiply 20 into 100, don't we? It's 5. So let's say that I've got 2,000 people sponsoring $5 a month. That's only 10,000, right? But there are lots of channels that have 20,000 subscribers, right? So let's say we had 20,000 subscribers all donating $5 a month. Suddenly I'm making $100,000. Now they go, well, this guy made a YouTube video about how Mitch McConnell sucks. Well, suddenly, like, I'm taking money to do political speech, right? Well, but who paid that? And you go, yeah, but it's just these 20,000 people, right? And they go, okay, but who are these 20,000 people? Are they all Bernie Sanders supporters or whatever, right? And you go, well, I don't know, maybe. But then we have to find out their political affiliation, right? Just because I made a YouTube video about Mitch McConnell sucking. So the reality there is that's how the Supreme Court ruled. I mean, if you want to go read the whole fucking thing, it's 1,000,000 pages long. It's crazy how to break it down, but I'm trying to surmise it for you that, like, they stopped allowing the U.S. government to infringe on people's free speech because of money that may or may not be applied to something that may or may not show up negative or positive for a political person, right? So you have to think of it in terms of that, like, yeah, let's say this next week I spend all week making a video about how much Mitch McConnell sucks, and that I make some money off of it. Technically, by certain standards that could be applied by certain groups in the country, they'd be like, well, we need to take that off the internet because it's political speech, right? And because I got paid for it, because I have bills, regardless of what anybody wants to imagine or not, I have monthly fucking bills I have to pay, or I will end up living outside on the side of the road. You know, I'm not Ben Shapiro. I don't have a billionaire sponsor. I'm not Hassan Piker. I don't have a super wealthy family paying all my bills. And by the way, I bring them both up because they're on the polar opposite sides of the spectrum. Strangely enough, they're all from the fucking billionaire class, guys. You know, super wealthy families that may or may not be billionaires specifically. But it's no mystery when you start to look up the nepotism that exists, even in the supposed level playing field that is YouTube, right? It's unbelievable. But, you know, it's like whether you agree with Hassan Piker or Ben Shapiro, right? Technically, before Citizens United, somebody could have been like, well, where's all this money coming from? What's going on here? We need to stop this speech that's happening. And so I honestly feel we need to pass legislation that stops groups like AIPAC from being able to back and make donations to political groups. People don't want the extreme that I want. And I've learned that ever since the Ralph Nader election. Most people don't realize that, like, the RNC and DNC receive taxpayer money to run their elections. Like, I voted for Ralph Nader because Ralph Nader's platform was to create a third party to receive a third of that tax fund that is accumulated and dispersed to those groups.
Right.
They have since changed the laws. They legislated against a third party getting the money. Right? That was the whole reason I voted for Ralph Nader. The whole reason I voted for Ralph Nader was to get a third political party in this country. It has since been legislated so that there just isn't a possibility of getting a third party now. Right? And essentially, like, the third party that we have now is the billionaire class, because the billionaire class is utilizing their money to influence every election. Right. Now, I think that all of the elections in the United States should be publicly funded. They all should have a certain amount of money. They should be limited to the amount of time that they can campaign. To steal from the British parliamentary elections and stuff like that. I believe they only have 6 weeks or 8 weeks to campaign. It needs to be limited in time because whoever is going to run against Donald Trump is getting ready to announce now. And you got to think, like, the presidential election isn't even until 2028. And so they're just going to be campaigning for 2.5 years. So we're going to have to talk about AOC or Josh Shapiro or Gavin Newsom or whoever is going to try to run for the Democratic nomination for the next, like, 2.5 years. It's fucking insane. It's crazy. So that needs to be limited. But if you are really to look at, like, what I want out of the United States government, I want you to expand it dramatically. The House needs to have probably 1,500, if not 2,500 more representatives. It is virtually impossible for a representative to represent, how many people is it now? 700,000?
Yeah, crazy number.
I gotta find it. It was a lot last time I looked it up.
Yay for clean clothes, T-Rock.
What's that?
Hi, Chrissy.
Hello?
I was just saying yay for clean clothes to D-Rock while you were searching.
Oh.
He was hooking up a washer and dryer.
It just sounded like you were really far away, like talking to a dog or something.
Oh, no. Although Alyssa would like you to turn up your mic.
What's that?
Alyssa would like you to turn up your mic a bit.
Turn up my mic?
Yep. She doesn't hear you as well in the fifth room. Even
Well,
though her volume is at 100%.
I mean, I'm in the yellow already. I can't turn my mic up any further. Otherwise, it'll just be all fucked up. Average population per representative is 761,169 constituents per representative. Now, it's different per states. If you want to look at the actual numbers, the chart looks like this. It's a very detailed chart and gives you, per state. Washington has 10 representatives. Each representative is representing 771,000 people. Where's the most disproportionate one? Idaho. 920,000 per representative. So, like, fundamentally, this is a problem. Just as a start, is that our federal representatives in the House and the Senate, there's not enough of them. It's just fundamentally there isn't enough of them. And when it comes down to why that's an issue, it's the exact same reason why it would be an issue if I was to try and represent the wants and needs of a group that is a group of at the size that is just incomprehensible for the human mind. Like, I can't take into account 750,000 people, right? Like, it's pretty incomprehensible when you're in a stadium of 70,000 people, and that's 10 more of those, right? And you're supposed to somehow be like, hey, I'm here to advocate for a bridge, you know, right? And especially when you get down to the Senate, with them only being 2 per state, it's not enough. And you have to just think for a second that if there's 2 senators from California, the 4th biggest economy in the world, and there's 2 senators from North Dakota, right? The bottom of the barrel type situation, or Mississippi. Let's make fun of Mississippi more because they have much lower, much lower situation there. They have horrific educational results. They have horrific healthcare situation. Basically zero economic opportunity to move up. Like, they're not even doing anything in that state to necessarily benefit even that state. And they still have 2 votes versus the 2 senators from California, right? Who are each trying to take into account 20 million voters, right? And so when it comes to that, I'm like, you need to desperately expand that also, because with these 1 vote margins, it's super easy to metaphorically bend Susan Collins over a barrel and get her to vote in a certain way, right? Whereas if there was, 10 more senators from Maine, it would be like, okay, we need to present to the 10 senators from Maine as opposed to, well, we got some dirt on Susan Collins, right? Like, that desperately needs to be expanded. I can understand a Speaker of the House. I can understand a Speaker in the Senate, a Majority Leader, right? Like, I understand those things. Those things should be desperately performative in nature. The fact that the Senate, the Majority Leader in the Senate, and the Speaker of the House can just decide to not bring legislation to a vote is fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. That's insane. That's insane shit. That desperately needs to change. The fact that there's only 9 judges on our Supreme Court is also fucking crazy. It's crazy that they're elected for life. And it's like, well, it's because you won't be able to sway them with their decision making. You're trying to tell me that Judge Thomas hasn't been swayed into his decision making with the laundry list of fucking bribes that guy has taken? Well, I guess they can't be swayed. He's got a job forever, no matter what. Like, there's a slight issue with your logic here. Is that, like, well, if they get elected forever, then they can just be apolitical and don't have to think about anything. And it's like, actually, they don't have to think about ever being concerned about their employment. You realize, like, that's a problem, But either way, if you can't change and create rules for the Supreme Court, then you need to dramatically expand it. You need to get 1,000 judges to vote and explain why they're voting. Right? Because then if you have a level of corruption that's happening, like, let's say you have managed, so 1 of 9 is 14% or 13%? Is that right?
I don't know.
One of 9 is, what's the percentage on that? Do you have a calculator? I can't figure that out. How do we calculate that? One percentage. Oh, it's 11111. That's right. Okay. Now that I look at it, fucking stupid. So you have 11. Let's say you have 11%. Let's say you have 11% have all gotten luxury trips, luxury travel, insane hunting trips, all kinds of crazy stuff like that. Like people are bribing 11% of the Supreme Court, right? Right now, that's the difference between a vote being 4 to 5, right?
Yeah.
It's 4 votes for, 5 votes against. Oh, doesn't pass. Oh, well, you've bribed 11% of the Supreme Court. Well, now it's 5-4, 4, right? Now it's 5-4 for the ruling positively, right? So if you have, let's say, 1,000 judges all voting on a determination, and you've bribed 11% of them somehow, I don't know how you do that. You could potentially have a vote that is 500 to 500, and let's say you've bribed 11% of them. So you technically could have a vote that is 600 to 400, right? But now you have 100 opportunities to prosecute the bribes that have been going out there, right?
Right.
Because it could be passed once you expand the Supreme Court. Oh my God, we have somebody else is on the call. Oh my God, we have another caller. Oh my God, we have another caller. Are they silent? They could be silent. You never know.
Oh, she's already passed, so she's not silent.
You got to watch out for the silent callers. Sometimes the silent callers call in, and they're like, "I'm just listening," and you're like, "Oh my God, it's creepy listeners."
She's not a lurker.
Okay. Actually, one of my favorite creators, he's like a comedian guy. And he makes all these short videos. And the other day he was traveling to do comedy shows, and what's his name? Derek Cahill. He does like fuck this house videos where he's like trying to fix his house, but he's a comedian, so he doesn't actually know how to fix anything. Anyhow, he's a funny guy, and he did a video the other day of like he was traveling, and the people next door in the hotel room were just getting after it. If you catch my drift, they were having raucous lovemaking session, right? And he was like, "Yeah, but then I'm over here. Now I'm basically a creep because I'm listening to it because I don't have any other opportunities here. Like, where am I gonna go? We're gonna move hotel rooms or something." But he's like, "Now I'm a creep because I'm listening to it. So then I found something else to do." You know, and I was like, okay, well, that's cool. High five, congrats to them. But then I come back, and here we go with round 2. You know, and he's like, so just so the people out there, if you're going to have a session, just have one and then let the other hotel people sleep, because now we're all feeling like creeps because we're listening to it. And it made me laugh.
Brown chicken, brown.
What's our caller here for? Are we gonna have like a brutal debate about how Judge Thomas is like super important?
Oh God, no!
To balance out our stupid liberal ideas, our stupid bullshit liberal ideas, like people should be free. You know what's crazy? I was listening to Marco Rubio, who was giving a speech about some of the most insane shit I've ever heard come out of American politician, and he was talking about how like it's the monoculture thing that the conservatives have been leaning on. I don't know if you've heard much of this. It's like it's our Anglo-Saxon heritage and it's our Judeo-Christian values, you know. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about, motherfucker? Like your parents are from Cuba, like what? What heritage are you talking about? Like the Cuban heritage or the Florida heritage or what the fuck? What kind of bullshit are we talking about here? And then like the Judeo-Christian values is like, I mean, put a gun in my mouth. The Judeo-Christian values? You mean the values that brought us slavery? That brought us like this absolute matriarchy fucking bullshit that has been going on the entirety of all of our lives. Like I'm like, I don't get it, man. The Judeo-Christian value of what? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Do you think Jesus Christ, man? Like, Jefferson cut all of the bullshit out of the Bible so that it could just be like, here's this part where Jesus says be nice to people. And it's like, it's like if I just got Harry Potter and was like, let me cut all the magic out. And it turns out, hey, there's just this nice orphan kid. He's trying to like do some good shit. And you're like, okay, sounds good. He just wants to go to school. Yeah, he just wants to go to school. Just wants to get an education. His parents are dead. His aunt and uncle are super abusive. They probably put their balls in Mitch McConnell's mouth or whatever they're fucking doing on the weekend. I'm not 100% sure, but they're
David
not cool.
Copperfield, the modern version.
Turns out like he goes to a school where everyone's like super racist and talking about what's in each other's blood. What? Yeah, I don't know if you've ever read the Harry Potters. You start to realize like, wait a minute, some religious fanatic wrote this shit. It's like the bankers are stereotypical Jews, right? Harry Potter's on a Jesus quest to die and get resurrected. Everybody complains about the purity of his blood, right?
Yeah.
Are you Muggle born? Which is just AKA like, do you have brown in your blood? Essentially, like, what?
Pretty much.
Which the funny thing is that like a lot of people have come out against what the fuck's her name? The stupid Harry Potter lady.
J.K. Rowling's.
Yeah, is it J.K. Rowling's? I started. Yes. It is. It's true. I just started thinking about J.R.R. Tolkien because of the stupid initials names, right? And I almost said J.R.R. Tolkien, and that's wrong. And that's why I was getting stumbling there for a second. But it's like when J.K. Rowling came out and was like, "Hey guys, did you guys wonder if I was insane?" It's like, no, I did not. I did not wonder about it at all. I read your books. Like,
it was self-evident.
It's right there. You wrote it down already. Like, stop writing it down. We already know. Like, and so all these people are like, I'm gonna boycott Harry Potter, and I'm like, you're just not stopping it. You haven't stopped with your boycott. It's not happening. Kids love it. And
the fact that they're boycotting it for religious reasons is even funnier.
They're not even boycotting it for religious reasons. They're like, well, she's anti-trans, and it's like,
well, that's why now she's being boycotted, but before it was Christians can't read these because it's magic.
Right.
So,
but their stupid weird book is all magic shit. Like,
exactly.
Okay, so there's a big magician, right? Right? He comes and he's like, "Oh, I invented all these bad guys. Fuck, what do I do? Okay, I'm going to create enough water to flood everywhere, okay? And then I'm going to teach this guy who's supposedly 1200 years old. I'm going to tell him, make a boat. Make a boat and put everybody on it." And he's like, "Yeah, okay, all the people." No. I need you to get one female lion and one male lion, and I need you to put them in the boat. Okay, so is that it? No. Do that with everything. Oh, okay, so can somebody explain to me how you got koalas on the boat without a boat to travel to go get them? Like, no, don't worry. It's magic. Shut up, okay? It's like in Game of Thrones. It's like in Game of Thrones where they need to go across a whole entire continent, and Dan and Dave are so fucking stupid that everyone just starts speed traveling like they're playing a video game, right? They're going back and forth to the hot save points where you just quick travel across the map, and you're like, okay, cool, but let's, hey guys, you're just talking about Game of Thrones and Harry Potter, and you're like, no. It's the book that you think that there's a magician up in the sky who created all this stuff, which is absurd. As my daughter asked me this weekend, this is my parallel, I'm connecting it. I'm doing the weave, motherfuckers. My daughter asked me this weekend, once again, this is 2 weekends in a row, she asked me, who was the first human on the planet? And I said, the first human on the planet is a descendant of the ape family. And she goes, the ape family? What do you mean? And I go, like, gorillas, chimpanzees, right? And she's like, okay, that was the first weekend. Now, this last weekend, that wasn't a good enough answer. She was like, I need to know a little bit more specific. Now, her mom was there, and I said, look, Olivia, if you really want to know where the first human came from, just go look up bonobo apes, okay? And her mom goes, what are you talking about? What are you getting after? And I go, look it up. And so he goes and looks it up. Bonobo apes share 98.7% of the exact same human DNA that we do, right?
Yep.
98.7%.
Yep.
Okay? And she's like, what? And you go, okay, now, if you trace that back a couple 100,000 years ago, one of those bonobo apes split off, got a little bit of an advantage over the other apes. And that little bit of an advantage then got passed on to that ape's kids. And this kept happening over and over and over again. And as these advantages compounded, eventually you end up with very weak in power humans, but strong in brain humans, and also Mitch McConnell. So there is two polar opposites here within the human spectrum of absolute idiots and people with relative intelligence, right? And so anyhow, I'm talking to my 7-year-old about that. And one of the things that I've been wondering why this has been coming up, because she has some religious kids that go to her school, because I send my daughter to a public school, which I believe in the public school system. I support the public school system. As a dude with a beard covered in dirt all the time, I show up to the PTA meetings once a month. I go to the PTA meetings because I want to be contributing to at least some decision making. I don't go there and start a big fuss or anything, but when it comes to voting about, are we going to do this? Are we going to do that? Are we going to fund this? Are we going to fund that? And to keep appraised as to like what's going on with the school. She has some religious kids that go to her school. One of them happens to be one of the girls that she goes to lunch with. I don't know if you're familiar with school lunch breaks, but you're sort of limited in the scope of which classes go at the same time. And this little girl gets along very well with my daughter, and they like to have lunch together, okay? Now, this last week was Valentine's Day. I don't know if you guys picked up on it. Some people got Valentine's Day gifts. I did not, because I fucking don't care and I don't need anything. If I was to ask for what I wanted for Valentine's Day, my wife might have been a little offended, so I just didn't bother.
That's March 14th, not February 14th. But go on.
I'm just what? What?
It can be just March 14th.
What about March 14th? What?
That's supposed to be the male equivalent of Valentine's Day, when the men get gifts on Steak and BJ Day.
On St. Patrick's Day? What are you talking about?
Steak and BJ Day offsets Valentine's Day.
I have no idea. I have no idea what concept you're talking about. Steak and BJ Day, because 3/14 is Pie Day. You're supposed to have pie, so you have pizza for lunch, and then you have
pie for dessert.
What's that?
And pie for dessert.
Yeah, and then pie for dessert. Yeah, it's Pie Day.
Yeah,
that's 3/14. 3/15 is St. Patrick's Day.
No, I'm telling you, Steak and BJ.
Or no, 3/17 is St. Patrick's Day, right? 17th?
Mm-hmm.
My first real girlfriend, her birthday was St. Patrick's Day.
Nah.
It's not on my calendar. Oh, there it is, 17th. There it is.
15th is the Ides of March.
Is the Ides of March? When am I supposed to get steak and BJ's? Because I'll just skip the steak. I don't care.
3/14. I'm telling you.
That's pie. That's Pie Day.
Well, you can have pie for dessert.
What the fuck are you talking about? 3/14 is Pie Day.
Look it up.
All right. Steak and BJ Day. I'm looking it up.
All right.
It was conceived in 2002 by DJ Tom Birdsey on WFNX radio. It has been suggested that Steak and Blowjob Day is backlash against the feminist movement. The holiday has been criticized as sexist and patriarchal, though it has also been positively received by some and used as a platform to fundraise for breast cancer. This sounds fucking absurd to me, and I wouldn't go in for it. I'm sorry. I'm against it. I'm against Steak and Blowjob Day. I'm all for.
I'm all for it.
I'm gonna put it this way. I have basically zero.
Gift exchange.
I have zero fucking want or desire to be coercive into any kind of sexual act. It does not work for me. It works for guys. There are some guys out there that it works for. You know, like I hit on Vicky and I'd say like goofy shit to her every once in a while. But if she's like, "Oh yeah, let's go have sex or whatever," because you really want to, or I'm like, no, never mind. It's not. No, I'm not gonna have a good time. So it won't. I'm not into it. So if there was a day that you're supposed to get steak and BJ, to me, it's just a setup for feeling disappointed and resentment. And I want to spend 0% of my time in resentment. I'll never want to have that. And one of the big things with garnering resentment in your life is having expectations of how things are going to go. So the last 11 years, 12 years, whatever I've been sober, I've been really, 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 this is something I specifically work on. Those two things are like having expectations and then garnering resentments over the expectations that you get, because you're like, I expected this thing and it didn't work out. And by the way, another good reason to not celebrate Valentine's Day is like you have some fucking expectation that your husband's gonna buy you a car or whatever the fuck, the same thing you saw on TV. Yeah, I mean, it's like Valentine's Day was introduced to fill the void of capitalist holidays. That's the whole reason. There's a giant lull after a Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, end of year, New Year's, in capitalism. It just falls off a cliff. It's wild. I mean, and if you've worked in the restaurant industry, you can experience it firsthand that like January 2nd, get fucked, you aren't making any money. Like, it's crazy.
Right.
And then it picks back up for a little bit because the people are burnt out from the holidays. So it picks up for a little bit. Then the credit card bills start coming in. People realize, oh shit, I spent $1,200 on Christmas. I don't have it. I do some overtime. I got to stop going out. Got to stop doing this. And capitalism figured that out. And they were like, well, what do we do here?
So we poke at that. Yeah.
Let's just make a new holiday that plops in here. Fucking Saint Valentine. Like, who the fuck? Like, what is? We've looked it up before.
He was a martyr, as I recall. That's what all the arrows are for. He was killed by arrows.
That's right.
I will say, as a female, of the two, I have always preferred the steak and BJ Day. I like that day.
Yeah, Valentine's Day originated from a blend of ancient Roman fertility rituals called Lupercalia, and Christian efforts to honor early martyrs named one of the early martyrs named Saint Valentine. Yeah, I mean, I knew that Saint Valentine was a martyr, but like, what's the real origin behind this? Because they're trying to say that like, oh, it's the 14th century. Like, yeah, okay, fuck out of here. Like, we do anything in regards to the 14th century. Like, we better keep this up. Yeah, the first Valentine's Day card, 1909. Here it is. It's like the early 1900s are just wildly complicit in the foundation of current capitalism. Like, it's just fucking wild shit. Like, we got to do Christmas, and you're like, okay, well, what is it? It's like, well, it's Jesus was born. And you're like, okay, when was Jesus born? In the springtime. Okay, so when are we gonna have it? December 25th. Like, what the fuck? And it's just because they wanted to offset the fucking pagan holiday of the solstice, which will be the 21st of December forever, as far as we're concerned. It will eventually become the 20th, right? Once we get enough quarter days for there to be 366 days in the calendar, it might be the 20th.
Right.
Is that right? Does it go back one or forward one? I don't know. Either way, it'll be the 20th, 21st, or 22nd for forever. As far as we're concerned, we'll all be dead before we need to worry about doing it on a different day. Let's see. Where does it go down here? Valentine's Day poetry was done in the 15th century. Valentine's Day custom sending greeting cards known as Valentines, offering confectionery and presenting flowers, developed in early modern England and spread throughout English-speaking world in the 19th century. In the later 20th and early 21st centuries, these customs spread through other countries, like those of Halloween and aspects of Christmas, such as Santa Claus. Yeah, once again, it's the late 1800s, early 1900s, where this fucking bullshit kicks off and becomes, well, why do we do that? 'Cause we do. Okay. Any other explanation? Nope.
We're
Okie
Christian.
dokie. Yeah, like the fake Christians. Oh my God. It's unbelievable. I got my husband a heart-shaped giant box of See's truffles, a bowl of mandarin oranges, and made a beautiful flower arrangement for him for his office. He got me a really cool pirate ship, not quite Lego set. We were both very happy for Valentine's Day. Yeah, I mean, there you go. Like, it's an excuse to give like a pretty simple gift to your spouse. That's cool. I'm fine with that. I don't care. But like, set aside your expectations. I got a box of chocolates for Olivia. I was like, here you go. Happy Valentine's Day, babe. And I give her a kiss. And then, that's all you got to do. Mark loves AZ cards. We lost our other caller. Our other caller has left us. They were here. Now they're gone.
She'll be back. She had to go do something.
I mean, I would say that like it would be fun to get some combative callers. I would love it if we could actually argue with some people. It would be fun.
She's more the Greek chorus than the.
I mean, that's the thing. We get a lot of people that agree with us on this channel, and then the people that disagree with us, we have to break them down, and then they just go away. They stop coming back, or they're bots, which is always fun because you're arguing with a bot. It's just hilarious. Still here. I made breakfast for dinner. Yum. Been listening. I love breakfast for dinner, and it drives my girls nuts that I make them breakfast for dinner. So like, did you do pancakes again for dinner? Which I don't normally do anymore. I learned a long time ago, like, cool it with the breakfast for dinner. So I'll probably end up doing like teriyaki chicken and rice or something tonight. Realistically, I could just eat breakfast all the time. You know, like get some spicy chilies, a little bit of bacon, scramble up the eggs, put them inside a tortilla, boom, breakfast burrito, put a bunch of hot sauce all over it. I would eat that every fucking day. Solid. Spicy fucking breakfast burrito. Get it in my body. I want it. And I'm gonna fucking eat it. Oh, dude, you know what I found out today? I was at the doctor. I weighed myself.
Yeah.
Fucking 210 pounder over here now, baby. I'm fucking strong.
Job.
Eventually, I might have a dick do. It's gonna be good.
I'm sorry. The butt.
That's when your gut sticks out further than your dick do.
I see. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, which hence the that's why I started working out a couple weeks ago. I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm getting fat. I'm like, fuck this. Like I said, I've been running up the giant hill and back down. What's that?
I was just singing "Running Up That Hill." Sorry.
Oh, I don't mind it. It does look similar to your hill, except it has a road up it, so I can't. There's no winding moves. No, I can't zig and zag. I don't have any. I don't have any switchbacks. Although I've been looking for a good switchback hill near here, near me, and they're all like an hour away. And I'm like, am I gonna drive an hour, then run around for an hour and a half, then drive back an hour? Like, this is fucking crazy, you know?
That's counterproductive.
What would we fight about, though? I think if you had anything to fight about, I think it would be the blowjobs. I think, as we were talking about earlier.
You fight about blowjobs. I don't understand.
What's that?
I understand how one can fight about blowjobs.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard fact of the reality is that, like, you know, almost every guy has a higher sex drive than every lady, right? Because even if you were to date a girl that like has a really high sex drive, it's gonna wax and wane throughout the month, right? It's gonna change, right? So I mean, it's difficult to navigate that
Really?
as an adult. What's that?
Nothing. I just have never thought of blowjobs as being in that particular milieu of issues. For me, that's yeah, never mind. Okay. Too much information. Moving on.
I mean, it's out of the realm of like normal daily business, you know. I mean, it just it's not like buying groceries at the grocery store or, you know, taking out the garbage or whatever. You know, it's not. It just doesn't exist in that way. You know, somebody has to get at least indecent. You know.
Good.
Somebody's got their pants off.
I mean,
Mike, the only mentioned earlier, corporations are not people. I get that. And I do understand that, and I agree with the statement. But we also have to we all have to actually think about the application of Citizens United if you were to say, well, this person can't take out an ad in the newspaper, and you're like, well, why not? And you go, well, because they're the CEO of a company and they don't like Mitch McConnell, right? You're like, well, you can't do that. Okay, why? Well, because you just can't. Okay, well, who's saying you can't? The government says you can't. Okay, well, what's the punishment? $5,000 fine and a month in jail or something or whatever, right? Like now you have the federal government, state government, local government, however you want to apply it, setting what is speech, what is correct speech, right? You have, which fundamentally, right, in the First Amendment, it says, your freedom of speech shall not be, I don't want to accidentally paraphrase it. It's like the First Amendment's like the longest one, too.
right, because it's 5 things.
Yeah, because it's 5 things.
Freedom,
It's the long one.
Freedom of speech.
Yeah,
press.
Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people to peaceably assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances, right? It says specifically right there that the government shall make no law against those, 5 established issues right there in the First Amendment. So you go, okay, well, let's make a law that says the CEO can't make full page ads saying like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez sucks or whatever, right? Okay. Who's enforcing this law? What's going on here? And then they take it to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court says, no, this is unconstitutional. You fuck you, get rid of those laws. Those are banned. We're done. Now, That's essentially what the argument within Citizens United is. That's essentially what it is. You really got to boil it down to like, okay, what's going on here? And a lot of it has to do with like, the fairness doctrine was kicked out by Ronald Reagan. And the reason that the fairness doctrine was so important is that the fairness doctrine applied to FCC regulated public airwaves, right? So they said, well, if you have Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez on, you need, let's just keep making fun of Mitch McConnell. You need Mitch McConnell to come on for 2 minutes following to give the rebuttal, right? That fairness doctrine was long gone by the time Citizens United came along. And the other part of it is that like, the internet was never regulated the way that the public airwaves are. Now, I would argue that a fairness doctrine going back into place is just not going to happen. It's never going to happen at this point because it's been gone for so long. It would be impossible for me to adapt. It would be impossible for anybody to adapt to the fairness doctrine again, right? Like, it's just never going to happen. And we also don't have any public airwaves realistically. And that's because the way the internet operates is that the internet requires a platform in order for people to have to be able to like put your content up and it to be accessed by somebody. Like YouTube is a platform that is privately owned. My argument has always been, hey, there does need to be public taxpayer platforms that aren't restricted except for illegal content, right? There needs to be a direct tax-funded competitor to YouTube. There needs to be a direct tax-funded competitor to Meta, to Instagram, to TikTok, to all those things where you can post whatever it is that you want to post as long as it's not illegal content. You know, you can't show people how to cut the barrels off of guns and cut the serial numbers off of guns and do, shit like that.
Right.
As long as it's not illegal, it should be able to be posted. But right now, the biggest problem that we have on the internet is that all of these platforms are being operated through algorithmic input. So if you wanted to drastically improve the internet, tomorrow would be banning the use of algorithms to force people into consuming different content. That's what you would need to do. Now, they're trying to overturn Section 230 right now, which there's no reason to overturn Section 230. What they need to do is overturn Section 230 for companies that are utilizing algorithms within their content. So if something has never been algorithmically touched, right, that company will be not responsible for that published content. Cool. If an algorithm forced a piece of content onto like a 14-year-old kid, you should lose your publishing. You should lose your Section 230 protections. That's realistically what you would need if you wanted the internet to basically return to what it was 20 years ago, which is people just posting shit about what's going on. Because right now, the influence that the algorithms have on people's content consumption is just, if you realistically could see the picture of it, you would freak the fuck out. You'd be like, what the fuck? What is going on? Those computer systems are what are driving a lot of the stupid content that people are consuming. And it's far worse than I think the average person even understands. And, are we ever going to be able to get some legislation like that? Certainly not with the Republicans at the helm. It's not going to happen. It's certainly not going to happen with 80-year-old fucking leaders that don't even have a concept of what a computer is. Even though they were adults when computers were introduced, they should have vast vast amounts of knowledge of what computers are, how computer systems work, how software systems work, but they have zero. I mean, you got to go over to your 80-year-old grandparents' house to fucking program their VCR, and you're like, you have a VCR? What the fuck? What is going on? And they're like, well, we have all these tapes. Okay. What? And then, of course, their TV is turned on to fucking Fox News, where all the chyrons are burned into the fucking screen.
Right.
Which I got to tell you, as a contractor, is like, I almost just turn around and walk away. Like, fucking see you later, man. I'm not remodeling your fucking bathroom. Get fucked. Go get somebody else.
That's
I don't
been
care.
an issue for me where web design is concerned. When somebody comes to me and says, they won't necessarily, I've only had 2 bring me actual political content, but when they come to me and say, oh, I want to do this, that, or the other, and I get to looking at them, their stuff, and they're either overtly crazy religious or overtly crazy right wing, or both.
Right.
And
I mean, it's where a lot of the money is, right? I mean, it's just the reality of the political landscape right now. It's like, and I get where Mike are coming from, where it's like, well, we need to overturn Citizens United. And it's like, I don't personally think that we need to bother with Citizens United. Like, because who cares? It's done is done. Like, it's too late. You can't go back. It's like trying to argue in the States, like, well, you need to bring abortion rights back. It's like, no, we need to pass a goddamn amendment that establishes abortion rights in all the land via the federal enforcement. Right? It's like, we can't bring back Roe versus Wade. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And even Ruth Bader Ginsburg would consistently go back to like, well, that was such a flawed case. Like, we need to fix something. But like, did Ruth Bader Ginsburg ever like help write some fucking legislation or something, or help put her fucking mustard behind some politicians wanting to push an amendment through or something? Like, I never saw any of that. And it's possible that 50 years ago, maybe she was. I don't know. But in the entirety of my adult life, she was being pointed to as one of the bastions of like legal knowledge in this country. And it's like, can you help write an amendment and help sponsor an amendment? No, I'm on the Supreme Court. Okay, then step the fuck down and help us write the goddamn amendment for abortion rights. Oh, well, I can't step down because I'm the only like reasonable person left on the okay. What the fuck, bro? What are we doing here? Right? Like, and that ultimately boils down to the like this bullshit fucking God complex that our weird politicians get once they're up there, because there's so few of them, right? There's only one Secretary of State. Like, okay, why? Why is there only one person making those decisions? Oh, don't worry about it. When it comes to executive decision, you need one specific solid thinking mind. Bullshit, what? You do. Like, bullshit, you need one person. Bull fucking
how
shit.
Do you know it's going to be a solid mind? Obviously, we're quite happy to elect a non-solid mind.
I'm just saying, it's super easy to fucking influence one person.
Yeah.
Like, it's super easy to do. Like, and personally, I think that, like I was talking about earlier, like, we need to expand all of those positions. Why do we have one president for 4 fucking years? And why is it always some fucking rich cunt? And I say that in the rudest way possible. Why is it always a rich cunt that ends up being our fucking president?
Yep.
And they go, well, Obama wasn't rich. Cool, you got 1 out of the last fucking 20?
Right.
Right? Like,
at what point do we stop grumbling about the Electoral College 3 months after the election and then just ignore it? Like, when do we deal with that?
Yeah, I mean, the reality is that like the Electoral College is one of the fucking safety nets that's supposed to, stop the public for voting for somebody like fucking Trump. Like the explanation in there is literally the Electoral College is the safety net to stop the people from electing somebody like, it might as well just say Donald J. Trump the third or whatever the fuck he is in the establishment of the Electoral College to like keep that guy out of office. And you're like, well, that didn't do shit. So what safety net is this, right? But like if you want to reform the Electoral College, like I'm all for it. I'm all for reforming it. Like a perfect example would be to get rid of the super delegates. Like that whole situation makes zero fucking sense. Like, oh well, we're putting our super delegates on Hillary. Like, what? What?
Right.
Who said that? What? Who said that was cool? They're like, it's cool. Like, dude, it's not cool. Let them fucking run all the way till the end. Like, let them keep going. Nope. Yep. We're gonna cut them off at the pass here. We don't need to keep having more debates. Like, why would we want to have more debates, guys? Yeah, I mean, it's you know, our system needs a shitload of like revamping and changes. But like, how are we gonna accomplish that? Is a real question, and I don't think that we ever will. Honestly, I mean, if you honestly are like, what's more plausible? Put a $10,000 bet on the whole system gets reformed, or shit gets so bad that it just ends up breaking down into insanity. I'm like, I think it's just going to break down into insanity eventually, right? I mean, we're literally going to look like, if you've seen the movie Demolition Man, like we're headed that direction, right?
Right.
The weird two societies, like one living in the sewers, the proverbial sewers, whatever you want to call it, the metaphorical sewers. We're going to have two distinct different classes of people. We have the serfs and the citizens, right? Like that's basically where we're headed. I mean, if you look at the SAVE Act, which they just passed the House by one fucking vote, to put in like voter ID, right? To re-register to vote, which is crazy because this is a suicide run for the Republicans, because the vast majority of Republicans don't have the ID that they need to vote for the Republicans. Like that's,
They don't have passports.
by the way, and I'm talking the Heritage Foundation and the Cato Institute, which are both heavily fucking conservative, religious, fucking weird groups, they both show statistics that the red states are going to lose out on this if the SAVE Act passes. Like you're going to end up with what, 28% of your voting.
Your already questionable voting numbers disappearing and then nothing. Yep, it's nutty. It's actually crazy. And then I'm hearing all these rumblings from my real left friends that are like, well, we should be voting anyway. Voting's pointless. And I'm like, all right, so you want to go a socialist route or whatever. How are you going to give 350 million people a voice?
I mean, it doesn't matter if you want to go socialist or if you want to go communist or if you want to go full authoritarian. Like the reason that people don't want you to vote is only for a negative outcome in your life. Okay?
Right.
If you want to go full authoritarian, not being able to vote is against your ability to reach that goal. If you want to be socialist, not being able to vote is a negative towards your goal. Right? Like being able to vote for the thing that you want can only be represented as a positive for the individual that gets to vote. Period. Like there is no debate about it. There is no well, I don't know. Like no, there is no ifs, ands, or buts. Like if you want women to not be able to vote, you need to vote in order to implement that.
Right.
hold on, I got an extra web page open.
Uh-oh. That stupid Google Trend page that you can't.
No, it's a PDF. I was like, what the fuck? Why is that open? One of my remodel PDFs was open down there, and I'm like, why is that minimized? What's that tab?
Right now?
I'm totally ADHD moment there. I'm like, why is this tab here? So, like, in all honesty, like, there is zero upside to not being able to vote. Like, it's just a reality. What's that?
That I completely agree.
Well, it's like even if you want the authoritarian rule, right? Like, you would need to vote in order to continue to establish that authoritarian rule, right? You would need to, like, regularly check in that, like, are you enjoying your authoritarian government, right?
Are you enjoying your new fascist dictator?
Yeah. And as per an example of that is, like, why does Putin keep running elections?
Right.
Right? Like, it needs they
for
need
a
verification that, like, you guys are enjoying the authoritarian fucking nature in which you're existing. As brainwashed as those people are, who the fuck knows? But that's a reality, right? That, like, even if you are an authoritarian, you still need to run elections in order to verify your authority. because an authoritarian's authority is only granted by the people that back them up, you know?
Right.
We don't have any robot armies yet. I mean, we may someday. They could be building them right now. Like I said, the data centers, how much of those are actually manufacturing? Or how much of them are actually data? We don't know.
Right.
We got a behind the scenes on a 1.5 million square foot data center in Illinois, in the middle of nowhere. Nope, we don't really have anything like that happening. We may or may not have any oversight, as we've seen that. Hold on. There's a data center, Elon Musk's XAI data center, generating electricity, extra electricity, illegally burning methane in order to do it. They have methane power plants running this data center in Tennessee. That's where I wanted to find out where it was. Was it Tennessee? What's that? Yeah, Tennessee.
I was joking. I said all the cow poop is going. Okay.
No, it's methane, natural gas.
I know. I was joking because of that. Never mind. Go on.
Well, you're not allowed to do that. It's against the rules. And it's
I'm
poisoning
doing
the
it
whole it's poisoning the whole neighborhood. But the only reason they know it is because the turbines are outside that are burning to create electricity. So you can see them. But you don't even know what they're doing in the data center itself. Right?
Right. They could be building robots. They could be so many choices.
So many options. The reason I got on that sidebar is because, like, do we have robot armies yet? We don't know. We don't know. My guess is that they're gonna appear in the form of drones. I think that's realistically what is going to happen. Drones are so easy to manufacture. The software in them is easily replicatable. It doesn't take much computation to run it. They'll run through a mesh net where they'll basically run their own internet. They'll be their own internet provider for their own signal, right? Is essentially that, like, you have enough drones up in the sky. They'll all be running meshnet routers on them, which will then provide them with the signal that you'll be able to control them from. And as you know, you drop some of them out of the sky, well, you just send more up because they're so fucking cheap. Eventually, it will look like that, and that's the thing that we will most likely be combating in the in the future of humanity,
21,000.
right? Is the citizens versus the serfs, right? Like the two-class system. It'll probably look like that. That's the one thing that's off from Demolition Man, is that there won't be like ground fighting people with guns, like people with guns running around. It won't be that. It'll just be waves and waves of fucking drones. And it's also the other side that, like the Terminator movies, they were wrong in the fact that like there won't be any reason to make like mechanized tanks or mechanized humanoids to run around with guns and stuff. It'll just be an endless sea of fucking drones, essentially.
Right. Fire from the sky.
Because we will eventually get to the point where the machines will be able to run the manufacturing, right? Like once they have machines that can replace the mechanics, essentially, the 2 or 3 people that do the mechanic work at the Amazon automated shipping warehouses and stuff. Yeah, once those guys are replaced with robots, it's a real clue as to bad things are to come, or afoot.
Yes.
But we're headed that direction. It's exciting.
The Matrix.
The Matrix?
Yeah. Right.
See, the Matrix doesn't make any sense. The Matrix doesn't make any sense because humans are not batteries. Like, there's no way to utilize a human body to create more energy than the energy required to feed a human body. It doesn't make any sense. You'd be at an energy creation deficit, and a machine wouldn't calculate to do that. It doesn't make any sense.
That's true.
Like, if the machines completely took over, they would just kill off the people. There's really no reason. Or maybe they wouldn't kill off the people. They would kill them off probably to a degree until they could monitor their own safety, I think is essentially what that would look like. Is that realistically the machines would block off access to the areas that have the all of the natural resources that they need to input to maintain themselves, right?
Okay.
So there's like an off chance that like a lot of people will be running around in certain areas that the machines have deemed like not worthy of expelling energy on doing anything over there,
Right.
I mean, that's realistically what would happen if you're looking at it from the perspective of the machine itself, is that all the machines would want to be doing is creating efficiencies to maintain their own existence. I was going to say autonomy, but that doesn't make any sense. It's just their ability to exist, right?
But is that sentience as we know it, or is there another
see
step in there?
the problem is like I don't think that sentience is required
Okay.
for that idea to take root. Does that make
It
any
does,
sense? Like
it
it's not a
does.
requirement for a plant to be sentient in order to
Or to strive to survive.
well, you think of like how do we say it? Allelopathy, is that right? Allelopathy. Allelopathy. How the fuck do you say that right? I'm not being able to say it correctly right now. Pronunciation in English.
Allelopathy. Allelopathy.
Allelopathy. There we go. Fuck my brain. But allelopathy is essentially like the plant's ability to create a non-viable living space for
Competitor.
any kind of competitor. Yeah, and that's essentially what I believe that like the machines would be doing. And it doesn't require sentience to do that. Plants don't require sentience to do that. Yeah, here you go. Here's a good illustration. So here's a perfect illustration of what I'm talking about right here. Okay, there you go. Right, boom. So you've got the dandelion plant. It's able to put off and suck a negative from its competitor plant in order to boost its offspring and essentially maintain its offspring and sort of promote the well-being of its offspring, right?
Right.
And it's how these interactions work. It's how you end up with like monocrops in areas without other people's input. So the easy way to think of that is like, have you ever seen a field that was just dandelions?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure people have seen that before. That's basically it. It's like that's happening without any sentient thought. The plants are just doing it. And I wholeheartedly believe that the machine learning will reach, if it hasn't already, it will reach that stage. I don't think, if it has reached that stage, it hasn't reached the ability yet to implement it's like strategic ability. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like it doesn't have the machine that fixes the
It has the
machine
knowledge,
that fixes
not the resources.
they just don't have the machine that fixes the machine that fixes the machine that fixes the machine. Does that make sense?
Right. Right.
Yeah, they don't have the machine that fixes the machine, right? And if they do, they don't have the machine that fixes that one when it breaks down. They don't have that yet.
Right.
They don't have the ability
It's
to go back and forth and fix the machine that does the repairs, right? So I earnestly think that like once the machines reach sort of that level is when it will sort of artificially start to create a to create like that environment in which would maintain its own existence.
Okay.
And I don't think it would be made from a position of
Aggression.
no, that's not it. Logic. It wouldn't be made from a position of logic because it's not required. It's not a required logic in order to make that decision. Like you don't need
Right,
to
it's
logically work yourself
survival.
through surviving, right?
Right. It's survival or perish, not
Yeah.
a
Right.
not a judgment call.
Yeah. It's not like, well, it would be bad for my neighbor if I ate all of the food right now. Right. Like you don't need the logic in order to just eat some food. You just do it because you're like, I already have this not intuition, instinct to survive. Right. And they go like, well, yeah, but what's so important about your survival? It's like nothing. Nothing is like that dramatically important about anybody's survival, realistically, except for their own existence. That's basically it. Which is why you don't see suicide pacts for a billion people, right? It's like,
Right.
Realistically, the Thanos snap thing would technically work in a logical, if your world was only logic based, like the Thanos snap to get rid of half of the people that are eating up too many resources in whatever white supremacist fucking Marco Rubio like ideology world, right? That
Right.
it would make sense to eliminate all the people that are supposedly eating all the resources that you're supposed to get, I guess, is their idea behind it.
Miller and his,
And you
Steve
could
Miller and his 100 million people.
yeah, but you could logically get there, but you can't logic that onto a big population, right? Like you couldn't just convince all of these people to like snuff themselves out
Right.
just for the betterment of everybody else. And you're like, yeah, but the reality is that like that's when God really comes into question, right?
Right.
Like whether you live or die is when God really, really, really comes into question, like the existence of
Yeah.
it. Now
Now I want to watch Logan's Run again. Okay.
well, it's like Logan's Run. It's like a perfect example of like, well, you turn 30, you're using up too many resources. You got to go jump into this fucking volcano, essentially, right?
Yep.
And people were doing it, but then people were like, well, wait, why are we doing that? Like this is
Right.
That's not a good idea. That's a bad idea. But that also like that was a tradition in old Viking times, right? And it was a tradition in Eskimo cultures. Like they go way back.
The ice flow.
It's the ice flow. That's why I always joke about just throwing myself on an ice flow and not wasting all the resources out here. You know, like if I have brain cancer or whatever, it's like, don't waste $1 million trying to fix my stupid cancer brain. I'll just ice flow myself out here. But the reality would be that like that's where really like your belief in your magical guy in the sky really comes into question, where you go like, for the betterment, it would be to eliminate all of these extra people eating stuff. But those people never, ever did any of that, right?
Right.
In history, ever. The closest approximation you got was committing war on other people, and that is not even remotely what we're talking about here.
Or maybe the occasional cannibalism, but yeah.
Which is war on other people.
Yes.
That's just war on other
Fair.
people. That's not
Valid point,
I'm gonna
valid.
I'm gonna self-sacrifice for the benefit of all of humanity. Right? Like that these are two parallel or not parallel, polar opposites in thought. And like and a real exercise in like selfishness, because you're gonna steal and rob from the other people, you know, their life in order for the betterment of your people, right? So, which is crazy. But you know, also, what are we teaching these machines? We're teaching them human history, you know. So either way, it's 4:45. We're 2 hours in. We got 0 super chats today. We had 100 million viewers. I don't even know how many likes we got. Did people like or subscribe or any of that stuff? I don't know. We had a second caller. I don't want to say their name, but without their permission, I don't want to go shouting their name out. But hopefully they call in. Hopefully they call in next week and give us some topics to talk about. You know,
I will try.
give us the earworm. Let us know. All right, what movie did you watch?
Nice guys.
The Nice Guys? That's the Marky Mark
Nice.
Wahlberg.
No, that's the other guys.
Oh, that's the other guys.
Nice
Okay, I
Guys.
was getting confused by it before, and then I wanted to make sure I wasn't getting confused. So you watched The Nice Guys. Fucking hilarious,
That's
right?
right. It was funny. It was funny. I now have a dreadful fear that Richard Nixon is going to leap out from behind a tree at some point as I go.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a crazy movie that has a bunch of one-liners that like
Yes.
will consistently come up. You know, that's the vein that it's in, and the cinematography is really cool. Like the soundtrack was good. Ryan Gosling's just fucking awesome. I'm excited for Project Hail Mary.
Awesome.
I don't know. I just like Ryan Gosling. I mean, I feel like we could be friends.
I was very pleased with the soundtrack, and I was actually very pleased. It's not often that the child actress holds up as well against the two adults, but I thought
Oh,
she
yeah,
did
for
a
sure.
fine.
For sure. Yeah, I don't know. Great movie. There should be a number 2. They should make a second one. But
Yeah.
they never will.
No, Russell's getting a little. Russell has a do-hang? I'm pretty sure he's reached that point. Maybe
Has
a
a-
little beyond at this stage.
As a what?
What was it you were talking about when you were
Oh,
talking
addictive.
about your weight earlier? Addictive, that was it.
No, I think he got back into shape for something recently.
Oh, that's good, because that was
Uh,
very disappointing. Like,
What is
Russell,
it
you-
that what is it that was coming out? I saw him in something and I was like, wow, he looks like he fucking lost a lot of weight. Maybe it's just a GLP-1. Maybe he's just taking a
Whatever works. I'm not picky.
I don't yeah, nobody's mad. Like you might as well. I think it was this movie. No.
I will watch the other guys. I'm not a huge Will Ferrell fan. That's what the
You'll
whole
like
record-
it. You'll like it. Like even if you're not a Will Ferrell fan. By the way, there's a million funny ass one-liners in it. Oh no, he's playing the
I like-
he's playing the. Wasn't he playing like the Nazi dictator guy or something, or the Nazi World War II thriller? Hold on, let me see what it is.
Uh-oh. What? What are you looking in? Oh. Okay.
What is it? Is it Nuremberg?
Oh.
Yeah, it's like it's the trial of
Yes.
I think it's Hess. I'm not 100% sure. Let's try to after years of delay and uncertainty, Nuremberg finally made it to the big screen. Didn't earn scores. Yeah, I think it's like it's on Prime or something, and it's like kind of taken off. Prime or Netflix or something like that. It came out in 2025, and he was like kind of fat, but he had to wear like a big guy suit. So I don't know, whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter. He doesn't need to be fit. It doesn't. He just needs to be able to move around. That's probably it.
Yeah. He's pretty.
Anyhow, we're at the end of the show. We gotta go. I gotta go. We got Girl Scouts tonight. Girl Scouts.
No, I was going to ask you, is she hawking the cookies?
Huh?
My regular dealer has quit Girl Scouts.
Hey, cookies.
So if you're hawking the cookies,
Yeah,
I need a link.
I'll post a cookie link for you guys.
Thank you. Moving on.
Cookie link. Get a cookie link. It's your Girl Scout cookie link.
I don't get Thin Mints once a year. The world ends.
You might die. All right, this is the end of the show. This is the music playing. You can't hear it. You can't hear the music.